Hey guys, it's Ricky, and if you noticed, I titled this Pack Like a Rock Star. Now I'm trying to be a little more humble than that because I don't like see myself as a rock star, but some people do. And if you're on a tour and you're on a rock tour, I guess you're packing like a rock star whether you are one or not. People always ask me, like, how do you stay out there for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6 months, whatever, however long a tour is, and not go crazy? And how do you pack? Like, what do you bring for that amount of time? And how do you do it? I'm going to give you a couple ideas. For one thing, let's get this out of the way. Our show clothes are in a wardrobe case, okay? For the most part, I get dressed out of my wardrobe case, and that's a bigger, like, flight case. However, when I'm on my bus and I work out of my bus a big chunk of the time, sometimes I get ready for the show out of the bus, which means I don't go into my wardrobe. I just grab a couple things out of wardrobe and get dressed in the bus here. So let me show you how I pack a few things, and it might apply to like how you live or how you might do a trip. Maybe you only do short trips, but maybe you're doing a longer trip. Maybe you're in a similar situation where you're on a cruise and you're in a smaller little like cubicle like this, like a bus, moving or something like that, or maybe a train car. So that definitely applies. If I can do it for a long period of time, you can do it for a short period of time. And sometimes I get a little excessive because, well, it's a rock tour, so I bring probably a lot more than you need to bring like for a vacation, okay? So keep all that stuff in mind. But let's start with a big one. You may not want a bag this big, maybe not. There's a medium version of this. This is a 2-wheel bag, and a lot of people go, no, I love 4-wheel bags. Only problem with a 4-wheel bag is you go over concrete. If you're in Europe and you're going over cobblestone, those 4 wheels aren't so great. They're great in an airport when you're sliding, but 2-wheel bags still, to me, have a place, absolutely have a place in travel, and I pick it for rock tours for the most part because all kinds of conditions. Like today, our hotel room is across this lot, and if I had small little 4 wheels, they're just going to get torn up. Maybe you find yourself in a similar situation. If not, if you're just flying from one place to the other, you're getting in a cab or an Uber and then going back into the airport, or into a hotel, and you're not really pulling your bags very far, maybe 4 wheels is the best way to go. So just a little thought about that. Let's talk about this guy. So full disclosure, Briggs & Riley gave me this bag and a couple other bags for this tour, but this is not a review of a Briggs & Riley bag, so they are not paying me for this review. I'm doing this on my own. I happen to like their luggage because it's simple, it's strong, and it's not ridiculously expensive. It's a little more on the premium side, but it is not way high end where you're breaking the bank. It's definitely a good solid investment. So I just really like their stuff. I just went to them and I said, if you can give me a couple of bags, I'd love to do a video. So here it is. Again, I said it was a 2-wheel. So I'm gonna do an overhead shot of this too in a minute. So the main thing is it's got a carry handle here. It's got a handle on each side, which makes it a lot easier to pull in and out of the bay of the bus or wherever I happen to have it, the hotel room. Pop that handle. I happen to believe in packing cubes, and this has some clips to hold everything in place, and I love packing cubes no matter who makes them. Briggs & Riley makes some. They look like this. They're super nice. Some of them zip and get even bigger. I have some of these. These may be Eagle Creek. I'm not even sure. If you're at the Briggs & Riley store, and get some of theirs because they're really nice. So I use packing cubes because I think it's definitely more organized. There are certain suitcases that have compartments. The only thing I don't like about that is you can't control typically how big that compartment is. So, you're kind of stuck with whatever they give you. So for me, packing cubes are better because I can pick whatever size packing cube I want and then put whatever I want in it. The way I pack them out is I have like t-shirts in one, I have like long sleeve or sweatshirts in another, I got sweatpants in another, I got just regular t-shirts in here, I got pants, and I got this, which is two-sided, so I got socks on one side, I got underwear on the other side. And then that is pretty much it. This thing empties out. So then here, I'll like put scarves, belts. This doesn't have any side pockets, it's just got a front one. But it has something really, really cool. And this is what I love about it. It's got this thing here, this zipper, and it's got a basement. So you open this up and you put your shoes and boots in here. Or dirty clothes. What the heck do you do with dirty clothes? You're always dealing with it, right? You want your dirty clothes up against your clean clothes. Quick little hint, all your clothes that are dirty, turn inside out. That way you know that's dirty. You don't accidentally grab a pair of socks and you're not sure. So anyway, I love this, that this has this little basement on here. I mean, I think it's killer. There's a couple other companies that have it too, but Briggs is one of the last few that does it, and does it with a two-wheeler that you can drag all over Europe through cobblestone streets and not have any problems. You know, I still have more room in here, even with all this stuff. And I mean, look at all these cubes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these cubes in here. And I can strap this down and I still have room. I could put dirty clothes on top. Conversely, I could put them on the bottom in a separate bag. So that's how I do my big bag. I can carry like probably 6 pair of pants in here. So let's move on to a medium-sized bag. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to a carry-on smaller bag for every day, for weekends, whatever. And that is this little Briggs & Riley, and I frickin' love this bag for so many reasons. First of all, it's got handles on all sides. So when you have the overhead bin in a plane, you can get to this thing. It really works out really, really well. It is wheeled. It's another two-wheeler. It's got a spot for your ID or whatever you want to put in there that you need to access quickly. And then right here is a spot for your bag tag. I have my bag tag up here because road crew can identify. That's why. The other thing I do too is I put a little piece of duct tape here. And it's great for families. We do it with our band. I can see it at the airport. I know it's my bag. Like dad can have green, mom can have pink, son can have red, daughter can have blue, whatever, you know. And that way you know, but you know it's yours, okay? Instead of a bandana and it gets dirty and nasty and caught up in the conveyor belts and stuff like that. So the cool thing about this bag is this is what I use to go into the venue every day. So I'm not taking that big, huge thing. I get out what I'm gonna need for that day and I put it in here and I can jump in a van, the golf cart, or walk to wherever I'm going, the venue, and get dressed out of it. So what I usually put in here is very simple things. I have a separate bag for toiletries, but I'll usually have a pair of sweatpants, a pair of pants to change into for after the show. I have a small packing cube for change of underwear and socks. I just have a couple pair, and a couple of t-shirts, and then just some like essentials. That's all I put in here. Although you could put a packing cube, roll everything really tight, and probably get a couple of days worth of stuff out of here if you wanted to. You can put stuff up in here. There's a pouch here. Not that deep, but it's really cool. It's orange, so you can really see your stuff in there. It's not black, so it gets lost, so you can see it pretty well. And it's got a side pocket here also. And this is where I put like my scarves for the day. I wear a lot of scarves. That is pretty much sums this guy up, but it's light, it's carry-on. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite little bags. Oh, and one thing that's different about Briggs & Riley is that the mechanism is on the outside, so it doesn't impinge on the room that's on the inside. So I think that's pretty darn cool. That is my favorite bag. Love this one. I'm gonna move on to my toiletry bag, which is a huge thing, especially for women and especially for people like me that I gotta have, well, I'll get into it in a second. Okay, toiletry bag. This is one that probably the ladies are gonna pay a little more attention to, but when you're on tour for a long period of time, this is essential for anybody, man or woman, I think. Like if you guys are traveling, you probably don't need a separate bag for that. You can probably have a shaving kit which I'm going to show you, and that would probably be good. Front pocket, just a pill reminder. So I have all my, vitamins, whatever in there. There are side pockets. So I'm going to start with the side pockets. In this, I have extra razors in here too. But I have like body wash and stuff like that. So I can just, if I'm in a hotel room and I don't have any, or I'm in a shower at a gym, anything like that, I got extra stuff. So you open this up. And by the way, this has all the Briggs & Riley stuff have a really awesome pass-through. So you can pass it through onto a larger piece of luggage. So inside here, and I'll get into this a little better overhead, got blow dryer. And I have kind of a big blow dryer. So you know what they say about big blow dryer, big hair. This is the shaving kit. And this, I have pretty much everything in it. I mean, I've got toothbrush, toothpaste, hair conditioner, Manscaped razor, my brush. On the sides in here, I have pomade, all that stuff. You know when you have a razor and you're afraid you're going to cut yourself? Take a little paper holder clip dealy and clip it over. Now, if you have a guard on it already, that's great. But if you don't, this keeps you from reaching in and grabbing the blade. This thing is like huge, but at the same time, it fits with no problem right in here and parks perfectly. And here's the amount of makeup that I wear anymore, which isn't as much as I used to, but I still have to have it, right? So just a few things in there, but what's cool about this one, it's called the Executive or something, I think. On the bottom of this, again, it has like this little extra drawer. I have like cotton balls and stuff to clean my face with. You put anything in there, your brushes, maybe if you want to keep them separate and not have them get all over everything else for girls. I think this is an awesome like makeup case, right? And everything fits in here really nicely. So basically when I walk into a gig, I have this bag and then I have this one. And I can put this up, do this as a pass-through on top, and I'm pretty much good to go for the day. So that's what I use for sort of every day. And I'm going to show you how challenging it is on a bus to work out of this stuff and why I pick something that opens like this. When you get the kind of luggage, and there's nothing wrong with it when you're in a hotel, but the kind that opens like a clamshell, when you're in certain scenarios, it just takes up all that room. If that is 4 square feet, that's 4 square feet. You need to open it up. You can use your bed, I guess. You can use the floor. On a tour bus, you can't do that. You have hallways and you have maybe a junk bunk. Sometimes dressing rooms are smaller and you got the other guys in the band. It's better to work out of duffels and zips that open on the top. That's my experience. Your mileage may vary, but that's what works for me. 9 out of 10 times I'm working out of what we commonly call in the business as a junk bunk. So bam, you open this up. It's where people throw a bunch of their stuff. So I have my day bag and I can just zip it here, reach in and grab my sweatpants, or maybe I just grab my cosmetic bag quick, or toiletry, whatever you want to call it. And boom, I zip it back up and I'm good to go. So I'm going to move on to one other thing, which is a computer bag, because I do carry, I'm a content creator, I have to keep hard drives and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you that one. So let's take a look at that. So let's get into my computer bag. Also Briggs & Riley. This is with 4 wheels on it. You can roll it. This is like phenomenally awesome. It's a little more premium than some of the other stuff. I have zippers for days on here. I can put things in here in this front. Haven't been using it a whole lot, but I do have my passport in there, stuff like that. This goes into my hotel room every day because I'm always doing something on my computer. This front pouch is where I have my headphones. I've got my iPad in here, and I keep my power supply in there. And in here, in the main compartment, is where I have my laptop. a MacBook Pro 15. And then inside here, I have a tech bag with all my cables, hard drives, etc. And then I have a little more room to spare. And then that whole thing just zips up. Bam. And I'm good to go. I'm like a businessman, but with my... I'm like a businessman, but I'm really a content creator, but it's... You can use this for business, too. And put your business papers in there, Chase Reeves. Anyway, that's pretty much what I do as far as being able to pack on tour. I have the luxury of a tour bus, you know, musicians that are you know, doing fly-in dates. It's a little more challenging. You might want to go with like the medium one. You have to check it in at that point. Some musicians can get away with not checking anything in. I can't. I have to check stuff in. I just wind up with too many clothes. Again, your mileage may vary with a lot of these things. These are just my ideas and the stuff that I do. I hope it helps you in your daily travel. Traveling is awesome and I love it, and I suggest you do it as often as you can. Maybe think of me. Shout out to Briggs and Riley for hooking me up with this stuff. Thank you so much. It's beautiful stuff. Anyway, take care of each other and keep rock alive.